van. It's like this is a total like a rendezvous interview.
We met at a hot dog stand.
It's gonna get cold though.
Alright.
I'm gonna keep my toes in because
Okay.
I'm an old man and I like to keep my toes warm.
I might have to put that in the interview. I know it's wrong.
That'll be the soundbite you use for the next 5 minutes. So, I run Couchfest Films. Couchfest Films it's a shorts film festival that happens in strangers' houses all around the world on the same day, and it's chaotic fun. We started in Seattle in 2008. We would have 10 houses on the Saturday, and the films would play on the hour for 11 to 8 o'clock. And we'd have like 60 films. It would just be one just crazy like buffet of films in one day. I ended up then going on a backpacking odyssey, and I didn't want to give up the film festival, so we started thinking about a way we could still deliver it while I was traveling. We realized that we got kind of like tired of people like emailing us from Cincinnati and saying, "Oh, I can't come to Seattle. Why can't you do it in Cincinnati?" Or "I'm in Pensacola. Why can't I do it in Pensacola?" And then we're like, we've already made the like DVDs with all the shorts. I mean, the whole system, the package is already created. You know, why don't we offer it to them in like Cincinnati or Pensacola? Like, it's already set. Like, why not? And then we're like, well, if we can do that, why can't we offer it to people in like Latvia or like backwood, towns in like Slovakia and like and then in Peru and like last year like we had a host in Oman where like Western media is Satan, and like we snuck in like Western shorts behind the like censorship's curtain and had like a film festival in Oman. Like, so for us it's really exciting that you have a film lover who just happens to be born in a town that doesn't have the luxury of having a large film festival, but they love films as much as I do. And why can't they not only see great films, but why can't they introduce it and connect to maybe potentially other film lovers that are in the town that they didn't even know about? And so the idea that we can give someone who loves film in Latvia, who wants just to show great films, can open his door and discover not only films, but can discover, oh my god, this guy down the street loves film too. Which, to me, is amazing that that's possible. So that's Couchfest.
How did it start?
The story goes is that I used to live in Austin, and in Austin's the kind of place where you go to the bus to go to work, but then you meet this guy and he plays drums and you play bass, and then you find out that you both have didgeridoos, and the next thing you know you both like have skipped work and now you're roommates and you've started a band. It's like very open and fluid and like collaborative. And I moved to Seattle, and there's a lot of great things about Seattle, but the first thing I noticed was it didn't seem to be as like open as I was used to in like the South and in Austin. And I was like, man, this is really frustrating. Like, and then I started thinking more. I was like, what can I do to get people to motherfucking open up? And then I was like, what I could do is if I put great films in people's houses, and they'd have to open their like house to strangers, like metaphorically, they would be opening their doors to each other. So it is a film festival, but of course we don't hide it well. The secret is it's not a film festival. It's just a community development project. Like, it's all about just, I mean, the mission we have is bringing people together with mind-blowing films. So the real focus is bringing people together. And we did it by luring and tricking people into people's houses by giving them amazing films. So I went to Austin, had great experiences, moved to Seattle, and was like, I really want to create something that helps Seattle have an excuse and trick them into opening their doors to each other. And so that's where the idea of Couchfest was born, and that's how it started in Seattle. So how does that play out in Reykjavik? We have a lot of great support. It's going to take a little bit, I think, of a lot of dialogue to maybe have Icelanders open up and to the opportunity that they're going to let people into their house. last year was great. I mean, we had 8 locations. We had, you know, people opened up their houses, and you know, I discovered people had like basements full of like horror video libraries, and other people were, you know, they were expats here and they were looking forward to the opportunity to meet Icelanders that would come to the event. So we were able to secure houses last year, which I thought was pretty exciting, being that we had 2 to 3 months to prep it, and culturally I thought it was going to be a little bit of a challenge, and that it happened was a success for us.
Have you ever had any naysayers or whatever? Like critics of Couchfest?
Oh, of course. There's people that say like, you know, oh, I signed up to be a host, and then they're like, yeah, but can you not list the address on the website? And also, can I only just invite like people that I know, and can I make sure that they pre-sign up, and like maybe they have a couch surfing profile or a Facebook profile I could look over before I let them in. And in some sense, like, that is the person I really want to host, because I really want them to get over this like public fear. I remember I had a friend, a roommate, and he had his own place, and I was like, man, your place is really beautiful. Like, you have your own artwork in it. You know, it's a beautiful wooden house. Like, why don't you host? Like, people could see your artwork. Like, you could meet interesting people. I think you'd really like it. And they were like, no. Like, they'd probably steal some of my shit. They'd probably damage my floor. And I just looked up and was like, wow, like, if you were to host, I think you'd realize that you are totally misguided, and you would meet the most amazing people. And the idea that your default is that you think that people are going to come in and steal and ruin your floors. And I was like, I feel sorry that you live in that world, that you think that the first thing someone's going to do when they get into your place is disrespect you and take your stuff. Like, I'm sorry you live in that, like, false or non-false reality. Like, I'm sorry for that. And so then the next year, like, he was like, I've been thinking. And I was like, oh yeah, what have you been thinking? I was maybe thinking I would host this year. And I was like, well, yeah, okay, think about it, let me know. I wasn't going to rush him into it. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So we hosted, and just to make sure everything was smooth, I put a volunteer with him, you know, all day to make sure that he was okay, to make sure that he wasn't abandoned. And so then, like a week later, he's like, yeah, so the hosting was alright, it was pretty good. He's like, yeah, and things are going good in my life, like, I've met someone, and like, it's going well. I was like, oh, you met someone, did you? Well, that's interesting. Where did you meet them? He's like, well, I mean, recently. I was like, oh, when recently did you meet them? Oh, well, I mean, they came over and watched films when I was hosting, and we just started talking, and we had a lot in common, and then we got together, and we've been hanging out since. And I was like, oh, so they didn't rob you or scratch your floor? He's like, no. So, like, it was a complete opposite of what he had expected. He met his girlfriend by being a host.
Yeah.
Yep.